Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. The Diagnostic Trouble Code, DTC P0405, indicates a problem pertaining to the Exhaust Gas Recirculation, EGR, valve position sensor circuit, specifically a low voltage issue. This code is triggered when the EGR valve lift sensor output voltage drops below a specified threshold, prompting the Powertrain Control Module, PCM, to recognize an abnormal condition and store this DTC. The EGR system is crucial for reducing emissions by recirculating a portion of the engine's exhaust back into the intake air, which helps lower combustion temperatures and, consequently, nitrogen oxide emissions. The position sensor itself is integrated within the EGR valve, located usually in the engine compartment, typically near the intake manifold. Proper functioning of this sensor is essential for the PCM to accurately control the EGR valve operation, directly influencing engine performance and emissions. Failure to address this issue can lead to increased emissions, reduced fuel efficiency, and potential engine performance degradation. The EGR valve position sensor outputs an electrical signal indicating the position of the EGR valve. When the voltage from this sensor is less than 0.35 volts, it signifies a potential malfunction. The sensor plays a pivotal role in providing real-time data to the PCM for fine-tuning the operation of the EGR system. This component is typically situated in the engine compartment, directly affixed to the EGR valve, which is itself connected to the intake manifold. If the sensor voltage remains low, the PCM will interpret this as a fault, triggering DTC P0405. This faulty reading may compromise emissions control functions and adversely affect the overall engine operation. Several factors may contribute to the occurrence of DTC P0405. A common cause is a malfunctioning EGR valve itself. If the EGR valve is stuck or damaged, it may fail to generate the correct sensor output voltage. Additionally, issues in the external circuit, including the wiring or connectors related to the EGR sensor, can result in low or absent signals reaching the PCM. Furthermore, a defective PCM can also lead to improper readings. This underlines the necessity of methodical diagnostics to determine the root cause of the issue, starting from the sensor output itself to the control module. Each of these components should be thoroughly tested to identify any faults contributing to the code being triggered. When DTC P0405 is activated, the vehicle may exhibit several symptoms. The most immediate and noticeable is a lit check engine light on the dashboard, indicating that the PCM has detected an issue with the EGR system. Additionally, drivers may notice reduced engine performance, which manifests as poor acceleration or sluggishness, due to improper combustion resulting from malfunctioning EGR operation. There may also be a marked increase in emissions, which could lead to issues with vehicle inspections and compliance with environmental regulations. Collectively, these symptoms emphasize the importance of addressing this DTC promptly to maintain optimal vehicle performance and compliance with emission standards. The first troubleshooting step for DTC P0405 involves turning the vehicle key to the on position without starting the engine. This is important as it powers up the vehicle's systems, including the PCM, which will read current sensor outputs. Next, the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, is utilized to monitor the EGR valve position sensor, EGR valve value. If the HDS displays a voltage reading lower than 0.35 volts, the condition is duplicated, confirming that the sensor is not functioning within normal operational parameters. This initial check is crucial for isolating the faulty component as it helps to confirm the correctness of the EGR position sensor's output before proceeding with more invasive inspections. For the second troubleshooting step, the EGR valve 5P connector needs to be disconnected. This precaution is vital to prevent any electrical shorts or damage while testing. Then, jumper wires should be used to connect terminals number 2 and number 4 of the connector. Turning the ignition to the on position once again allows the HDS to read the EGR valve position sensor output. Under normal conditions, the reading should exceed 0.35 volts when the EGR sensor is operational. If the voltage rises above this threshold, the EGR valve itself is likely defective, as the sensor output is functioning correctly with the jumper connection. This method effectively distinguishes between sensor-related faults and actual problems with the EGR valve. The third step involves inspecting the power supply circuit associated with the EGR valve position sensor, specifically the VCC2 and EGR-L circuits. It is necessary to disconnect the EGR valve 5P connector along with the PCM connector B101P to accurately perform this inspection. Utilizing a multimeter, measurements should be taken to confirm that there is less than 1 ohm of resistance on both the VCC2 and EGR-L circuits, which indicates that the wires are intact and functioning correctly. If there is higher resistance detected, it points to possible open wires or poor connections, necessitating further investigation and repair. This thorough inspection helps establish a solid electrical pathway for the EGR system, ensuring proper functionality. The fourth troubleshooting step focuses on detecting any shorts to ground within the EGR system circuits. With the EGR valve and PCM connectors disconnected, a multimeter should be used to check for continuity between the EGR-L circuit and ground. Under normal conditions, there should be more than 1 megaohm resistance. If the resistance is lower than this, it suggests that the EGR-L is shorted to ground, which could severely impact the sensor's functionality and lead to erroneous readings. Correcting any identified shorts is essential for restoring the proper circuit operation and ensuring that the EGR system functions as intended, without affecting vehicle performance or emissions. If all previous inspections return normal results, the final step is to assess the PCM itself. The powertrain control module is the vehicle's central computer responsible for processing inputs from various sensors, including the EGR valve position sensor. If defective, the PCM may not correctly interpret the sensor data, triggering DTC P0405. To determine if the PCM is faulty, it may require professional diagnostics to analyze internal functionalities, as there is often no direct method to test the PCM outside of circuit behavior evaluations. Given the complexity and critical role of the PCM, ensuring its functionality is paramount to restoring overall vehicle performance and addressing this diagnostic trouble code effectively. Upon completing the satisfactory repairs indicated in the prior steps, it is essential to perform a final verification check. Start by clearing the DTC from the PCM to reset the system and clear any stored error codes. After erasing the DTC, take the vehicle for a test drive to ensure everything is operating normally. During the drive, monitor the HDS for any reoccurring errors or abnormal readings, particularly from the EGR valve position sensor. If the EGR function seems to be operating properly without any triggering of the DTC, then this confirms that the repairs were successful. This step ensures that the vehicle is returned to a fully operational state and free from emissions issues related to the persistently low voltage reading. To prevent the occurrence of DTC P0405 in the future, regular maintenance of the EGR system is advisable. schedule routine inspections of the EGR valve and its related components to identify potential wear or damage that could lead to malfunctions. Additionally, frequently check the condition of connectors and wiring associated with the EGR system to avoid any corrosion or loose connections that may impede proper function. Keeping the vehicle's emission control systems in good working order not only ensures compliance with regulations, but also maintains optimal engine performance. These proactive measures can help prevent costly repairs and enhance the longevity of the vehicle's components. In summary, addressing DTC P0405 involves understanding the critical role of the EGR system in emissions control and engine performance. The troubleshooting process outlined serves to systematically identify the source of the low voltage reading from the EGR valve position sensor. It emphasizes the importance of initial inspections, including checking sensor outputs and examining circuit integrity. Following a methodical approach ensures efficient diagnostics and appropriate repairs. Lastly, through regular maintenance and inspections, vehicle owners can circumvent these issues, ensuring operational efficiency and compliance with emission standards. Embracing this knowledge is vital for maintaining the vehicle's performance and longevity. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.